Hi, welcome to the Scoot of the Air YouTube channel. I'm Scoot, and I want to address a major change in one of our states. There's a state here in the United States of America that has just lifted a 30-year ban. You ready for this? A 30-year ban on yoga. No, no shit. A 30-year ban on yoga. Why was there a ban on yoga? This doesn't just happen in the state of Alabama. This has happened in other places too. There are conservative Christians that are so uninformed, so ignorant to their own religion that they think crap like this matters. That yoga is a gateway to Hinduism. I mean, really, seriously, come on. But there are people who believe this. So finally, after 30 years, actually just over 30 years, Alabama has ended the ban on yoga in public schools. However, there's one real cop-out here. It still allows the school districts, local school districts, to decide. So the problem is you're going to have a lot of just really ignorant Christians who don't get it. And they're robbing their kids of learning something they should learn. It's that simple. Yoga. You know, yoga and things like yoga are very beneficial to Western culture. And this little myopic idea that somehow it's going to lead children into Hinduism is as stupid as thinking that you could hear a song, lyrics in a song, and suddenly become a satanic worshiper. It doesn't happen that way. And why is it that some of the most religious people, I guess we should pity them. Why is it that some of the most religious people, conservative Christians, why is it that they're the ones that are so insecure with their religious beliefs? Like yoga is going to turn you into a worshiper of Hindu? No, it doesn't work that way. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey, a Republican, can't judge all Republicans the same, remember, signed the bill that overrides the state's 30-year ban on yoga instructions, but local school systems can still decide. Becky Gertison is the director of the conservative group Alabama Eagle. Here's what she said in testimony to state representatives. These were the state senators, actually, in the Alabama legislature when they were considering dropping the ban. Ms. Gertison said, yoga is a very big part of the Hindu religion. And if this bill passes, meaning the bill to ban the ban, if the ban was to continue, if this bill passes, then instructors will be able to come into classrooms as young as kindergarten and bring these children through guided imagery, which is a spiritual exercise. Becky Gertison is just clueless. 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 And anybody that believes this is clueless. The CDC, you know, they do more than just rules concerning COVID. The CDC has actually declared that yoga is a positive thing, and it can help students deal with stressful feelings and increase a student's ability to remember things more clearly. This is the CDC. Jeremy Gray's a Democrat in Alabama, and he's also a certified yoga instructor. And here's the best part. He's a Christian who attends a Baptist church. And he's a yoga instructor. Oh my God, hallelujah, the devil's coming. He said the promoting of Hinduism argument is the only talking point these conservative groups have. But it makes them look very misinformed and miseducated on the issue. Yeah, indeed. It's just stupid. Now, yoga did start out as one of the fundamental disciplines in Hinduism, but it doesn't promote Hinduism unless it's applied to Hinduism. If that makes sense. Yoga is just yoga. In fact, outside of the United States, no, in the United States, outside of India, yoga goes back to ancient India, but outside of India, like in the United States, Hinduism is described as posture-based physical fitness, stress relief, relaxation technique. And I know many of you do yoga, and you certainly know about yoga, and you certainly know that you didn't suddenly become Hindu as a result of practicing yoga. Now, I'm trying to think of a good analogy here, and thank you for your comments here. I'm trying to think of a good analogy. Let's see, what would be part of? Okay, all right, the Catholic Church. What do they offer at communion? Wine and bread. So why don't we just say that drinking wine and eating bread introduces you to Catholicism, right? Exactly. That's how dumb it is. Gee, you kneel down in churches to pray. So kneeling down introduces you to that religion. That's exactly how dumb this is. So I love the freedom here on this YouTube channel to set the record straight on some of this stupidity. And I don't mean to come down so hard on these Christians. And again, maybe we should feel sorry for them. But, we need to enlighten them. Zen, and I've read a number of Zen books, and for a while I was studying Zen. Zen is perfectly congruent with Catholicism or any religion. Any religion. Zen is not teaching you a religion. It's teaching you a way to empty your mind. And one of the first things that you learn about Zen is that if you really understand Zen, you really can't explain it to somebody else. It's the kind of thing that you have to actually experience. But here's an example of Zen. And this was really beneficial in my life with my obsessive compulsive disorder. You see, I went through life thinking I had to get rid of my OCD in order to be as great as I can be. And a psychiatrist in Portland told me, why don't you embrace it as part of who you are? Because it's part of who you are. And you're in really good company because intelligent, creative people have a tendency to have a brain that works this way. So you're in good company. In fact, I didn't realize I had OCD. I didn't realize what I had a name until I read Howard Stern's book in 1995, 96. And then I realized, oh, it has a name. Now, I don't do what Howard did or does, but I realized that my brain works that way. So I thought, oh my God, it has a name. So I went my entire life until 1995 dealing with this horrible thing and totally tortured by it. And I didn't even know it had a name. Anyway, you know what? I'll do another video on OCD. But anyway, so this is a great example of how Zen can go with real life and doesn't teach religion. And it's the same thing with yoga and Hinduism. So at the time the psychiatrist told me, learn to accept it as part of who you are, because if you got rid of that, the OCD, you might be getting rid of something about yourself that you really like. At the very same time, I was reading a Zen book, and the book said, a light shines on us. And think about this in your case. A light shines on us, but the light casts a shadow. The light is what we like about ourselves. The shadow is what we don't like about ourselves. But to get rid of what we don't like about ourselves, we would have to get rid of the light. That represents what we like about ourselves. So if there's something about yourself that you don't like, maybe accept it as part of who you are and realize that if you got rid of that aspect of you, then you maybe would be getting rid of something that you really like about yourself. But that's a classic example of how you can apply Zen to the world and to your life, and uh, it's not teaching religion. So this business about yoga introducing kids to Hinduism, I would like to think that these conservative Christians have bigger problems and more things to worry about and think about doing than worrying about making sure their little darling kids don't become little Hindu kids because they're practicing yoga. In fact, I would think that in most of the households where people think that this is somehow an introduction to Hinduism, I would think that those kids, more than any other kids, probably need yoga and need the idea of understanding how to relax and focus. And I'm not a yoga expert at all, so I can't pretend to really tell you as much about yoga as I might like. But I will tell you that in general, yoga is exercise. It is about mental focus. It is about relaxing. So conservative Christians don't want that. That's why it is so stupid to oppose yoga. So congratulations to the state of Alabama. You did it. The 30-year ban on yoga is gone. I'm Scoot. Thank you for joining me on the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. My radio talk show is on WWL in New Orleans, 1 to 4 Central Time, Monday through Friday in the afternoon. And you can download the app Odyssey, AUDACY. AUDACY. Download the app, type in WWL, and you've got my show wherever you've got your phone.